And this is what's interesting on the political side. One of the reasons I voted for Trump is because he was pro-life. I
Mhm.
mean, completely pro-life. And in my opinion, you cannot be for exceptions of abortions and call yourself pro-life. How do you feel about that, David?
I completely agree with you, and I as well. I voted for Trump twice, and the first time I was a Rubio guy, and it just happened that Trump won a nomination, so I voted for him. But the second time it was intentional, because I was happy for what he had done those first 4 years. It was very disappointing to hear this interview that he done. I think it was on Meet the Press, and he had also spoken to Megan Kelly about another issue where he seemed to be struggling with, saying what a woman is. So, and also this whole year, he's just been kind of doing the opposite of DeSantis in Florida, the governor there. So if DeSantis, whatever he's doing, Trump seems to take opposite position, even though the opposite position makes him sound like a Democrat, whether it's on Disney, whether it's on the 5-week abortion ban in Florida. Whether DeSantis position he takes, Trump wants to be more moderate. It makes him sound like a Democrat. And it is the case here, Christine. I was very disappointed because he sounds a little bit like Joe Biden. Well, how Joe Biden used to be. Joe Biden used to be, well, I personally believe that abortion is wrong, but I don't feel like the government should have a say here. That's old Joe's position. And that's really sounds what Trump is saying, at least how Frank Pavone wants to defend him. Because Frank Pavone puts together this whole video, Father Frank, and he says that, well, Trump, he has all these ads, Christine, where he's definitely pro-life, and this is the platform that he ran on twice. He's pro-life. These are the people he surrounds himself with. But what he's trying to do, he's trying to be practical, and he's trying to win. And he thinks this is the winning position, trying to find some middle ground with Democrats on this issue. So he goes to Meet the Press, and the lady's trying to nail him down. Are you for a federal ban? Are you for this? Are you for term limits? All this stuff. And so Trump finally gets to the point where he's telling this lady, and he's saying, "Well, we're going to sit down. We're going to come up with a number. We're going to come up with a week," which is like so disappointing because one, well, first of all, you're making exceptions, and Trump has always been, murder, rape, incest. He's always been that type of guy. But to go further now, to say that there is some point in time where you can kill a baby, at there's some sort of number of weeks where that's okay to do, was very disappointing to hear. And that's different than murder, rape, incest, right? Which are rare exceptions. That hardly ever most women get abortions because it's just the most convenient thing to do. But and so for him to say, well, there's a point in time, whether it's 5 weeks, 6 weeks, that we can kill a baby, that was disappointing. Second, and I think it made it sound like a Democrat. And second, was other also disappointing that he still hasn't seemed to learn who these Democrats are. You can't negotiate with people who want to kill babies. There's no negotiate with them. The Democrats, they want to kill babies after the baby's even outside the womb. You can't negotiate with these people. There's no middle ground with killing babies. Either it's right or it's wrong. And so, but this is how the issue is handled in the United States. And this is sad in other parts of the world as well. That life has become a political issue rather than a moral issue. And so long as life is, we can make it a political issue. The political parties can use it as a wedge and disenfranchise life in the womb. So very disappointed. There was another guy though, Christine. So that was Frank Pavone's reaction. Dan Bongino. I liked his reaction
Yeah.
to Trump, and Dan Bongino was like, "I'm not going to negotiate. It's wrong, and there's no way you can move to the middle on this." So, I don't know if it's going to cost us elections, but I don't even know if it matters because where the United States is at now, where we're seeing in Ohio, where we saw in other parts of the country, where we saw in
Oh,
Michigan, is that sure, Roe versus Wade, Doe versus Bolton has been overturned in the Supreme Court. But what we learned from that was that America wasn't ready in a lot of places because sure the law has changed, but hearts haven't. And
Mm-hmm.
so we're seeing a lot of states, they're going to put these so-called abortion rights, they're going to institutionalize those, they're going to codify those in the Constitution. And we may, in a lot of states, be worse off than we were during Roe because America just hasn't been ready.